Oh baby, today on the channel Asylum All-Stars Series 1 finally through the door, and today we got the Hawk, we got the Animal, we got the Road Warriors.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for first here on the channel, as today we're unboxing Asylum All-Stars Series 1. We got the Hawk, we got the Animal, we got the Road Warriors. But for all your wrestling figure needs that are not Asylum All-Stars Series 1, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, Hawk, Animal, whatever you want to call it. Of course, all-time favorites of little Kyle and old Kyle. You put some shoulder pads with spikes. You put some face paint on a wrestler. I'm all in. I'm all in as a little kid. I'm all in right now. And I'm very excited after a very long wait for these. There's been a lot of people, where are these figures? Where are these figures? Including me. We've talked about it in the toy news videos. Well, the time is now. The time is now. It is the middle of December. I don't know, about 20. I don't even know what day it is. The 20th of December? I don't even know. What is time? What is days? I don't know. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But I do know I love the Road Warriors, so I'm very excited to get these two out of the packaging here. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first. This is the beginning of the line. This is very Remco-inspired figures from back in the day. And in full transparency, I have never been a Remco guy. I had a Remco Ric Flair. My grandma got at a garage sale for me way back when I was a little kid. But I was just not a Remco guy. It was a little bit before my time. I came into wrestling figures in the LJN era. So Remco's passed me by, and I've never picked up Remco figures. I've never had an urge to go back and get Remco figures. That being said, I was all in on He-Man back in the day when I was a little kid. I'm all in on He-Man now. All in on the WWE Superstars line. All in on the upcoming Remco Power Town figure line. Those look incredible with the Magnum and Tully we've seen so far. We do know we got the Ringside Collectibles Bell to Bell set, and then of course the WWE Superstars from Mattel. So really Retro Mania running wild the last couple of years. It feels like 2024, which is right around the corner, is going to be a different kind of Retro Mania, like a Remco style Retro Mania. So the changing of the guards, what will we see? One shall last, one shall fall. I don't know what'll happen here, but we got a lot of these style of figures coming to us in 2024, and we'll see how it all nets out here. But today, we're diving into these two. We're going to start off with the mighty Hawk. I always felt like Hawk was the leader of the team. I don't know why I felt that way, but I did. I always kind of felt Axe was the leader of Demolition too. I don't know why. I just did, but we're going to start with Hawk here today. And let's dive into this. This is the first time here. We've never seen this packaging before, the figures, so we got to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, or as fine as my tooth comb does get. But Hawk looking good in the package here. Big bubble window right in the middle. You got kind of the breaking bricks going on. It doesn't look super overly fancy, I will say that. It's not like Power Town Ultra Series 1. I know, a different style of figure. That box was very, very fancy. It did have its faults, and we did talk about it on the channel. But this is just a little different. It feels like, it kind of reminds me of an 80s thrash metal album cover. It's kind of what it reminds me of. It almost looks hand-drawn, which it kind of probably was. But you got the Asylum logo at the top, All-Stars there. Ages 18 and up, you 17-year-olds, get out of here. You can't be touching these things. 18 and up on this one. I think that's for legal reasons, I do believe. A little comic picture of Hawk down here, Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk in his black vest. It feels like he's back in the NWA from back in the day. Looking good there. We got Road Warrior Hawk, the Asylum over here. It looks like Hawk's number 2. Animal's number 1. I probably should have started with Animal. They're alphabetical order, I guess, but we're starting with Hawk. Number 2 down low here. Big glamour shot once again. On this side, we already showed. On the top, the Asylum logo again. On the bottom, we got some jibber jabber. We got UPCs. No UPCs on this guy, so I don't know if he's going to be sold in stores anywhere. I guess they just put a sticker on there and it'll be off to the races. Made in China, it does say. Warning, choking hazard, not suitable for children under ages of 3 or under 17, as we said earlier. Very interesting package. First thing I noticed right here is there's a little bit of a smoky film over it there. So it's not the clearest film. And I think a part of that is noticing right now, we know about the Mattel Elites. We know about most action figures. There is a little bit of a window here to let some kind of light in. As it is a little dark in the packaging here, I would make a change to that in Series 2 if I was them. Put a little window here, maybe even the top be all window, so you can get a little bit light into brighten up the figures in the package a little bit. That is one critique I would have there. On the back, got like an old school event poster is what it looks like in the old Asylum main event. Interesting, and it does work as a checklist at the same time. Of course, Vicious and Delicious. Yes, both of them. We'll unbox them together, and then we'll unbox the 2 Earl Hebners on the channel, so stay tuned to that. But it does say Asylum All-Stars main event, Saturday, August 20th, Parsippany, New Jersey at 12 noon. Parsippany, shout out to anybody watching from Parsippany. Road Warriors versus Vicious and Delicious with Hall of Fame referee Earl Hebner in the middle, live on pay-per-view. Special thanks to the artists, Tom Vegg, Ren McKenzie, Rebecca Fairless, and Rebel 3D, I think is what that means. I don't know how I feel about this back. I like that they integrated into a checklist. I think that is very smart. Are they all going to have the exact same back? I'm guessing they probably will. Not sure where the Parsippany, New Jersey, that's probably an Easter egg. Maybe somebody's from there or something like that. I'm not sure. And how did they pick the day of Saturday, August 20th? What is special about that day? A lot of questions here. Is there a lot of Easter eggs in the packaging? One thing there is not in the packaging is tape. This does just open up. So once again, that does lead to things like, hey, you want these mint on card, mint in box? If you're buying this off eBay or something, there's really no way of telling this is actually mint in box because there's no factory tape on here. So mint on box completists and people that want that, you might not be able to do that at the end of the day. So beware there. Nothing too fun, a little kind of a starburst in the background there. Looking good, but we're going to give the old see you later. Goodbye, and we got the Hawk. We got the double plastic prison going on here. He's pinched in the plastic. I think that's what gives it a little bit of the fog look, is the double plastic thing going here. A foggy plastic. Want clearer plastic on that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. See you later. Goodbye. Now we're going to get down to it. We're going to see where the sausage is made right here as we got the Hawk out of the package. And right off the bat, looks interesting, feels familiar, but feels different at the same time is what this feels like. After first judgment here, without comparing to anything else, it feels a little bit bigger than your average Superstars He-Man figure. An interesting feel to this one here. It doesn't feel overly heavy, but doesn't feel overly light. I think it has a good weight to it for the most part. The shoulder pads looking very, very cool. I mean, obviously very identifiable with the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom. Looks like the shoulder pads you'd think of. All black going on the silver spikes. Looking very nice right there. And let's see, I'm going to try to pull this off. There we go, pop that right off a Hawk, so looking really good. No problems with that one there. So I like the shoulder pads. Hard plastic, harder than the Mattel ones. Mattel a little bit more mobile. Same with Jax. Looks pretty good with this one here. But now we got the Hawk here, and I guess let's run through the articulation real fast first, and then we'll dive into it, explain everything. But of course, arms do go all the way around. Very tight arms on him. You do get an elbow articulation, I guess, a little side to side there. No hand articulation of any kind. So that is it for articulation. No ab crunch. You get waist moving back and forth. Heads back and forth. No up and down on the head. You do get a decent Hawk split. I don't know if he was doing that in Robbinsdale back in the day, but it's more of a stretch is what this looks like here. Legs go up a little bit. Not a whole lot of movement right there either. You do get a little bit of a bend at a knee. Not a full-on bend. No side to side, nothing there. You do get a little bit of a boot cut going on. No ankle articulation from that point on either. Does he fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand? That's where we're going to go. We're going to give it a try. Oh, I love it. Fits like butter. Like hot knife through butter right there. I'm here for that. Always love it when they fit on these stands. Mattel stands, ringside collectibles. Discount code Kyle, save 10%. Now, Hawk looking like only like a Hawk could look. Hawk doesn't get very many figures over the years that he doesn't have his tongue sticking out. He's one of the one guys that I'm okay with it every single time because it's just so memorable of him just on that second rope giving one of those with the tongue sticking out. So I'm here for that. Nice pink tongue on Hawk, looking really good. He's taking good care of it. You got the goatee, and then you got the plain Jane. The plain Jane facial hair on the Road Warriors, the LOD Road Warriors at this time, always looked really cool, looked dark, looked menacing, and the simple nature of it was always a beautiful thing. Absolutely love the face paint. A little bit of blue around the eyes to highlight the darkness there. Reverse mohawk across the top. That looks awesome as well. 2 gripping hands on him, I did forget to mention. Jacked up, of course. Hawk always jacked up, looking really good there. It does say Warriors on the side of the legs, on both sides, in black. Obviously all black in the boots and the trunks, or tights in this case. Red on the side in the Warriors, it does say they're looking good. He's been doing his sit-ups. He's got abs going on. He's got muscles, upon muscles here. A little interesting note is on the top part of the arm and lower part of the arm, it almost looks like different plastics. It's a different color. It's a little bit plainer down here, a little bit shinier, a little bit more tan on the top. So it's not terrible until you really look at it real close, but it's a close match, but not a perfect match between those. I did notice that. Now, head come off on these guys. Head does not come off on these guys. So it's not like your Superstars figures where you can plug and play and move stuff around. So beware of that. Don't be yanking. I'm sure if you heat this up, put it in boiling water, let it sit for a while, you could probably get it out. But you can't do that right now. So there is that. And then, of course, going to pop this back on. Very tight fit there. It makes me a little bit nervous that putting this on and off too much, you might wear off the nose, the paint on the nose. So I guess that's something I'll have to pay attention to. We'll see. But there is the Hawk so far. Now we're going to dive ourselves into the animal. Not a lot of changes. Pretty much we talked about Hawk's packaging. Animal's going to be very similar. Same style packaging going on. Of course, picture of animal there. Picture of animal on the side, number 1 in the line. Road Warrior animal. Same top, same bottom. Exact same back. So the same back on all of these. We're going to see that a theme throughout these videos as we unbox all these series of All-Star Asylum figures Series 1. I'm going to pull animal out here. There it goes. See you later. Clamshell. Oh my gosh, falling out on me again. Plastic prison. You get the point right there. See you later. See you later. Goodbye. And we got the animal out of the package here, looking only like an animal can look. And now this is going to be the hard one. I can feel it already. Trying to get this off. I guess you got to kind of slide over the top and the back. So these are a very tight fit, but I guess would we rather have them really tight or really loose? I guess tighter is better as long as it doesn't damage paint, doesn't damage stuff. But exact same shoulder pads we got with the Hawk, we get with the animal. So we got that going on. And speaking of same thing going on, let's talk about getting the most out of your molds here. We're seeing a lot of reuse between these two right off the bat. The legs look to be identical on these two. Even the arms are identical. I think the only difference between these two guys is the head. So I guess it's fitting into what these type of lines, the Remcos, things like that used. Getting a lot of reuse going on right here. And it's weird. It's like you don't want to look the other way, but you kind of look the other way because we haven't got a brand new Hawk and Animal in so long. It just feels so good to get these two back. And of course, they looked very similar. Animal, a little bit more thick muscles. Hawk, a little bit more cut up, as we do know. But I guess they're going to be the same, identical in this line. The big difference between the two, obviously the heads, and Animal's head here looking good. Love the mohawk. Make Mr. T blush all day long. And then you got the rat tail on the back looking really, really cool. The green and black attack going strong like a young overkill. Shout out to New Jersey. Shout out to Parsippany, New Jersey. But it does have the overkill green and black attack. I'm here for that. Love the goatee on Animal as well. Really looks like Animal. Both these head sculpts, somebody hands it to me, says, who is this? I know it's the Road Warriors all day long. There's Hawk, there's Animal. Let's party. That's what I would say at the end of the day. So looking pretty good here. Now I'm going to put this back on him. Going to have him go full Road Warrior. Full Road Warrior, of course. Grab another stand here for him as well. And bam, we are off to the Hawk and, of course, the Animal races here today. The Road Warriors, they ride again. Same height, same style, basically the same figures. Heads are different. That is it. That might deter a few people here, but I liked how they look. I do wish there was more articulation. I do wish you could plug and play like the Superstars. Obviously, they're not Superstars figures, but it'd be cool to plug and play. But now the $1 million test here is some comparisons. Let's compare this. I do not have Remcos in my collection, so I can't do any Remco collection comparisons right here. But I can dive into a few other lines. I guess we'll go first. We'll go to the ringside set. Of course, the bell-to-bell collection, newly announced there at ringside. But same style figures, same figures that we got from the Major Pod group, and this was their referee. This is the only figure of that line I opened up because I put this referee with my WWE Superstars. So you can see that size difference with the bell-to-bell collection, a lot smaller, and there is more articulation on these than the bell-to-bell collection. So take note of that. This actually works for a referee because traditionally referees a little bit smaller than the talent. So this does work okay size-wise for me, but if you're trying to square these two up against like Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, some of the other ones, even the LOD and Steiners that are coming from the bell-to-bell line, going to be a size difference. Not going to be really one of those things you can smoke and mirrors together from where this looks like to me. So take note of that. But then the big one a lot of people want to compare to, a favorite line of a lot of wrestling collectors out there, is of course the WWE Superstars line from Mattel. I did grab the Hulkster, Hulkamania running wild, brother. I grabbed the Hulkster here. We're going to put them side by side. And once again, a heck of a lot bigger than the WWE Superstars line figures. So once again, I know a lot of people were hoping to, and myself included, mix these in with our WWE Superstars. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case in case you don't, unless you don't care about scale and stuff like that, then you're fine. There's not a lot you can do right here. There's not a lot of movement in the legs. I'm trying to see, can you bend them and arch them a little bit? Have them squatting a little. You can do a little bit of a squat here to get them close, but not close enough for me to mix and match these. This All-Stars Asylum wave, it's going to sit separate from everybody else, at least as of now in my collection. Not a true-up scale thing. And at the end of the day, we know how that works because this is its own toy line. It's not trying to be Mattel. It's not trying to be anybody else. Kind of the same thing Power Town's doing. A lot of people said, why aren't they Elite scale? Why aren't they AEW scale? They should be in that world. They're trying to create their own world, and there's pros and cons of that all day long. I particularly would love a uniform collection. It's not in the cards, though, and it's their company. Hey, if we don't like it, start your own company, and that's what I should do. Maybe I will. Who wants to go into business? Let's start a business together. Who knows? But it is what it is. But here is the LOD. Here is the Road Warriors All-Star Asylum Series 1. A long, long wait. I am hopeful going forward the waits aren't this long. But man, give me all the Hawk and Animal figures we can get. I'm here for it. And we do know in Series 2, we get the traditional red ones from the Asylum team. So there it is, Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. All-Stars Series 1 Asylum. Very easy for me to say. But what are your guys' thoughts? You in on these two? You playing the long game? I don't know what that means. Do you just buy them off their store? I'm not sure if they're going to put more up. We'll see what happens there. But let me know if you pick these up or if you plan on picking these up in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. It's all going on over there, the old Patreon channel, and it is the best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for Hawk, Animal, Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.